Hi everyone, this is Boogess Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing my very first Marvel Select review. And today's review is going to be on the Marvel Select Red Hulk figure. So before we take a look at this figure, let's take a look at the only accessory that it comes with. And before I start this review, I've been looking for this figure ever since it came out. Because I could never find the Red Hulk Build-A-Figure, which was very, very hard to find because I don't live near a Target, and the Red Hulk Build-A-Figure was exclusive to Target, but I finally found this, and I've got to say, just from what I've seen of the Build-A-Figure, this thing is definitely better. So, the only accessory that he comes with is this base that looks like rubble, and it has footprints in it so that you can peg him into the base here. But it actually has a lot of sculpting detail to it, and a lot of paint detail too. So I think it looks really awesome. And I can see myself using this for some dioramas that I make too, so I really like that. And you can see where you can put his feet there. He's actually so big that he has to have two pegs that go into the holes on his feet. Now, he is a little tough to get on here since he is so big. You kind of have to maneuver him at an angle, or at least that's what I have to do. And you can hear it. You can hear it when it pegs in. It makes that kind of a weird noise. There. So, there's Red Hulk on his base. But he doesn't stay on it just because he is so big. Because he actually weighs a lot. No, of course, now it's going to stay on there. That's always what happens during a review. But there's his base. I probably won't use it on him because when not on camera, it constantly falls off and I can't get it to stay connected to his feet. Now, let me bend his legs here because I know his face won't fit into frame. So I'll have to do that. Okay. So for the face sculpt, I think the face sculpt is pretty incredible. I think it looks really, really nice. I like how he has those yellow pupils. That looks really awesome. It makes him look really fearsome. I like all the wrinkles and stuff that are sculpted into his face, just kind of like he's angry, like snarling. And all of his teeth are sculpted really nicely. It just surprises me, like all the paint detail and sculpting going on this figure. My only complaint is he kind of looks like he has frosted tips on his hair. I know it's supposed to be kind of like shading, but it does look kind of odd to me. It's not really a complaint, it just looks kind of odd to me. But he's got lots of muscles sculpted in, and I like that he has veins sticking out. That extra detail is just so amazing, it's not even funny. And you can see that he has a lot of shading in between his muscles, like his neck. All the veins are sticking out in his neck, and in between them is a dry brushing of like a really, I can't tell if it's dark brown, because it looks brown to me, but it might be a really dark maroon. But he's got that dry brushing of dark maroon all over. I think that looks really awesome. Especially right here on his six-pack. That looks really cool, all that shading that's going on. Now, let me stand him up here now that I'm not going to be focusing on his face so much. He's got some more detail on his arms. He's got a lot of veins sticking out, which I really like when, like on bigger figures like this, like Hulk, when they make the veins stick out, because that's how he looks in the comics. I think he looks really nice. And if you turn his hand, let me see. If you turn his hand, it does look kind of funny, because his hand's meant to be posed like this, not normal like that. But I still think it looks fine. You can see that his fingernail's a different color. I actually didn't think that they would color his fingernails and toenails, because for some reason they're gray in the comics, which I don't get, but I think that looks really awesome right there. Oh, I'm trying to force his arm to go down more, and that's all the further it'll go down. There's his other arm. It's basically the same, just a lot of veins sticking out and stuff. And a lot of that dry brushing, which I love. The color on this figure is definitely, I'd say this is probably one of the best toys that I've seen in terms of like paint detail. Just because it looks very realistic and awesome. Like you can see on his back there all the muscles that are sticking out, and the dry brushing of that maroon just makes them pop even more. It makes it look really, really awesome. And I like the color of his pants, too, because in the comics, his pants are just black. But I do like how it's kind of a charcoal color and has that light gray dry brushed over. It makes it look like when he turned into Red Hulk, because I think he has the power to like get hotter and kind of catch on fire. I think that's one of his abilities. Um, but it definitely makes it look like his pants have been torn and worn and kind of like they'd been lit on fire. So I think that looks really awesome like that. It does have a smell to it though, because it is a different kind of plastic that they use for the pants. Kind of smells like a cross between gasoline and a skunk. So, well, I took this out of the package. I'm like, what is that smell? And it's because of this soft rubbery plastic for where his pants are ripped. Which honestly, I mean, I don't know how they didn't rip off of him. How they just ripped right here and right here. Honestly. I mean, that's comic logic, but still looks really nice. And then here are his feet. Feet look really nice. Got a lot of veins sticking out on them too. And then you can see that he has the gray, nails, toenails. So I think that looks really nice. A lot of detail. And as I said, there's nothing going on right here just because of how you have to peg it into the base. But I think this figure is really fantastic. And he's really tall. Now, normally I don't buy selects because they don't really scale with Legends. But this one scales pretty good. Like, he's, honestly, the size of Hulks and Red Hulks depends on the artist that's drawing them. So, honestly, this is kind of how big I imagined Red Hulk to be. And I'm going to do a comparison, but first I'm going to do the articulation. So he's got a ball-jointed head that can look up that far, can look down that far, can move side to side. Now, this is where it's tricky. He does have ball-jointed shoulders, and his right shoulder will go out further than his left. Because if you do, you get that paint chipping right there, that paint rub. And I really hate that that's happened. Like on the back of his arm, you can see that there's some rubbing right there. You can see where it looks scratched. And so you will have to be careful. Like if you lift his arm up like this, it can also do that, but you can see where the paint is definitely rubbing. I think that in between the torso and the arms, they should have made more of a gap so you wouldn't get that rubbing and chew the plastic up. Because I was posing him like crazy last night because I just got it yesterday. And I was posing him like crazy, and then I noticed that I did that. So you can, on his right arm, it is a lot easier to get his arm up like that. But if you do it with this left arm, for some reason the left arm's tighter. It'll definitely chew up a lot of paint. Like if you keep his arm down like this, you really don't notice it. But if you try posing it around, you will definitely notice that. So he's got ball-jointed shoulders that his right moves out further than his left because for some reason it's tighter. He's got a single-jointed elbow with a swivel. It can only come out about this far because of his huge bicep. And it is hard to kind of get back down, but it does swivel like that. And he's got a swivel at the wrist. Started to say ankle. I don't know why. He's got a swivel at the waist. He's got ball-jointed hips that can go out that far. Now, he does have the weird kind of hips to where you have to turn the hip like that so he can kick forward. So you do have to rotate it. Like, it's down like this. It's the kind of ball-jointed hip that you have to move like this to get him to kick that far. And he can kick back that far. Honestly, not too much. And he's actually got a ball-jointed knee. It's actually a single joint, but it's also on like a ball hinge. You can see right there, like the ball-jointed hips and shoulders. He's got a ball-jointed knee. You can move like that, and it swivels. Now, this leg has been pretty loose on me. Like you can see that moves. And the knee tends to move when I move the leg on this side. And actually, now that I'm looking at it, I'm getting a little bit of a paint chew right here. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but there's a slight bit of red right there. There's a little bit of red right there where it's chipped from doing that. It's not really something that's really noticeable, but I am going to have to be careful of that. And he has a swivel at the ankle. So overall, I still love this figure, even though I can't really, well, I can move his arms, I just don't want the paint to get chewed up. But I really, really love this figure. And I'd say this is probably up there in my favorite toys, along with the Marvel Legends Ares figure. Just because this thing is so big and massive, and he does have articulation, but just the paint detail alone is it's just amazing. There's no other word for it. So now let me tilt the camera down just a little bit. It's going to be hard to get all of him in the frame, since he is so big and tall, and I'm not going to be able to get everyone in the frame if I do that. So here he is next to the Marvel Legends Infinite Hulk. And you can see that they're just about the same height. That's why I said it'll fit in with your Legends too. So this will fit in with your Legends, if you were wondering, like I was. I was going to get it anyway, though, honestly. Then here he is next to Thor. You can see that he's quite a bit taller than Thor. I just thought it'd be fun to do a comparison to Thor. And then for my final comparison, here Deadpool is next to him. And I was going to actually do a comparison to all the members of the Thunderbolts. It's a very awesome Marvel Now team that Red Hulk made. It was Red Hulk, Punisher, Elektra, Agent Venom, and Deadpool. And I'm not sure where all of them are. I know where like 2 of them are. But the one was complicated to get to, so I'm just doing a comparison to Deadpool right now. And you can see that this is just a normal 6-inch figure, and they do scale pretty well. So overall, I would highly, highly recommend this figure, because it's really awesome, and it scales with Legends, something that you don't find a lot of with the Selects. So that probably leads me to believe that, leads me to believe that the Hulk would also scale well with Legends, the Select version of it. So that's my review. And if you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.